Oh man, we up. I have to send out apologies in advance. I got apologies. I got a bunch of apologizing that I have to do right now. Because I just sent out the black signal. I sent it out to everybody. Everybody on the list so that they know. Because first off, I lost a lot of daily toasters. I lost a whole lot of daily toasters. I'm trying to get back with my daily toasters, so I want them to know how to get back on the black signal so that they could go and continue toasting with us. So I just sent out a blanket text to everybody that was listening on the black signal so I could explain the new black signal, how it works, and also to invite people out because I know some people are not working today. And, I want to make sure that everybody is able to be involved. So I sent out a blanket text. So, like I said, I'm asking for forgiveness in advance. I know some of y'all working, some of y'all like, man, this dude, he was texting. And I need to explain what's going on with the black signal. During Kwanzaa, during Malcolm X Festival, and all the other stuff that we do when I'm trying to help bring awareness of it, I sent out a mass text. So in the mass text, what that does is that gives people the information that they need so that they can get on and they can check out the show or they come. Well, actually, for the black signal, I don't text the black signal for shows. Usually, I don't. But since we switched to black signal, the numbers for the daily toast have went down, and I want to get those people back on because some people might not know that we switched the black signal, and I had to switch it. For those that don't know what the black signal is, it's the text that may have brought you to Gye-Nyame Journey right now. Now, this year we were able to do some contests, and I need to announce the winners of the contest. We only did 3 of them, right? We only did 3. So, the first winner was Tiandra Finch. I still got your prize. Miss Tiandra, get in touch with me so I can get you your prize. I will be calling you. Sister Sheila, she got her stuff. So, we're going to give. Well, first, let's do this. Let's give a round of applause for everybody that participated. One, I want to celebrate all those who got the right answer. Because a lot of people didn't get the right answer. And some people, you got the right answer, but you put too many words. Remember, this is a text message. It's real short. So when we do competitions, follow the instructions. Just short answer. Some people was like, I said, what year was Kwanzaa started? And some people went, it was started, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just 1966. Real simple. Keep it simple. I'm trying to keep the rates down because I know everybody don't have an unlimited text package like I have, right? 2, I want to celebrate all those who at least tried and participated. Some of y'all gave some great answers and had me thinking. And some of y'all, because it wasn't randomly picking the winner, because I had to go and write the names down and have people select up out the bag, and we came up with the winner. So the first winner was Tiandra Finch, and she got the book by Dr. Kelsey, as well as a gift card from Sam's Club for $25 that's coming to her. So give it up for Miss Tiandra. By the way, Tiandra is a daily toaster, right? I told y'all, hey, listen, I'm not playing. The next winner was Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila Sales, she did it. Boom, boom, she got the answer right, and she was selected out of the bag. And Miss Sheila, she won. I sent her prize. So she got maybe 3 Gye-Nyame Journey books. And I know she might be mad because she already got them at the house. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a strong supporter, so we want to give it up for her for that. Also, she also runs some Cerebral Lux shea butter, as well as the lip balm. Shouts out. Also, third winner was Elder Greg Arnold. Text in, got the answer right, was selected out the bag. Want to thank the elder for participating. I'm going to get you your prize as well. It's not the prize that I thought it was. It's not the prize that I thought it was. This call is being recorded. Because I have not been able to get in touch with the brother. So it's not going to be as spectacular as I thought. But family, either way, I want to thank you for participating. I want to thank all those that did not cut off the black signal. Really, because really, some of y'all could have been like, man, but some of y'all just dealt with it and was doing that because, I don't know, for some of us, there's a lot of noise. But text message is the most effective way that I have of making sure that people know, hey, we got some cultural building and culture stabilizing going on constantly. Because that's our job at Gye-Nyame Journey, right? So we're going to talk about this year. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. But, of course, we got to do the toast first. And I want to give everybody a round of applause. We're going to do some Kwanzaa review. It's going to be a show today. We got the winner of the picture. And I know Brother Kwame is still mad because it wasn't him. Right? It wasn't him. But we selected the winner. We called it last night. We will be delivering a picture. Family, I want y'all to know that this is going to be a collector's edition. You know why it's going to be a collector edition? Because all y'all put y'all beautiful eyes on it. Right? And our children are going to be like, I remember when somebody gave away one of those pictures. I want that picture. And they're going to go pay some bread for it. Somebody from our collective. Because as we start growing, and as we start appreciating ourselves more, we're gonna appreciate the times that we celebrated, right? We're gonna be pining the old days, and we're gonna make sure we want to make those days special. And what makes something a collector's edition is the fact that the people that are involved with that culture or that tribe makes it valuable, and we are making this picture valuable. And we want to give the winner a round of applause. I think it was a Judy Brown. I'm not sure. Her last name was Brown, though. Somebody has joined us on the line. Who is on the line?
Habari Gani.
This Miss Tiandra. This Miss Tiandra, what's going on, girl? How you been doing?
I'm good. I wish I would have been able to make it to Kwanzaa this year, but I'm glad to get on this last call. This 2018. This is cool.
Yes, ma'am. And I got your prize, so we will be able to get that to you when we can. We can talk about that off air. So this is the first winner, family. So we're gonna give it up for her again because she called in. She got that black. Did you get the black signal?
Yeah.
I know it sounds loud. It's loud. You know, calm down, people. Calm down. Tiandra, come on now. Y'all can't. They trying to flirt with you, Miss Tiandra. The crowd get loud. Don't worry about it. But you got the black signal.
I did.
Yes, ma'am. And this is one of the Daily Toasters. I want to celebrate the Daily Toasters today. I want to go over some of the stuff that happened during Kwanzaa. I want to say bye-bye to 2018, some of the stuff that's going on with us politically, economically, socially, whatever you want to bring up. And then also I want to talk about some of the plans for 2019. And it ain't just Gye-Nyame plans, it's all your plans. Some of the stuff that some of y'all would like to talk about, some of the stuff that you would like to see in 2019. What will bring you out to one of our cultural stabilizing events? What will bring you out and get you more active in the community so that we can start educating our children for the type of leadership, the transformative leadership that we need, and then even deeper, the transformative ability to follow. Because oftentimes we big up the leaders, but we don't realize that most leaders are nothing but a functioning arm of a group of people that have come together. So actually, we need to have educated, inspired people that are willing to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us can't be Malcolm X. All of us can't be. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at the people that was behind them, and those are the people that really made them who they are. Because I want y'all to think about this. When we talked about COINTELPRO yesterday, we talk about it off and on the show. But in the COINTEL program, they didn't attack necessarily the leaders first. You got to understand, you don't chop a tree down from the top. You chop a tree down from the bottom. They started with the loyal following of those individuals. So they start chopping them down first. Let's understand that. We got to understand that. So the most important part that has always been for us, we could big up the Nat Turners, we could big up the Gabriel Prosers, we could big up the Booker T. Washingtons and the Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad's, but it was the people behind them that were important and oftentimes are not recognized in history. And a lot of those people that are not recognized in history are the ones that we toast on the Daily Toaster. Because we got to understand that this show is about us saluting our personal ancestors. And our personal ancestors either indirectly or directly were adding to some of the movements that we celebrate. We say the big names, but it was millions of people with big spirits and big hearts that were supporting these people financially, that were supporting and moving these people forward, were people that these people would go to ask for advice. You know what I'm saying? And we got to go and acknowledge, because that's the gene pool that most of us come from. And it's a beautiful thing. So, I don't know if Miss Tiandra want to say something. I don't know if she just called in because it's easier to listen this way. So, for those that may be tuning in, there's several ways that you could tune into the journey. First way, of course, is by linking in with us on one of our pages. We got a page on Gye-Nyame Journey. You could join that page on Facebook on Gye-Nyame Journey. You could join us on our Spreaker channel, which is our podcast, so you could drive and listen and not have to worry about looking at what's going on. You could join us on our YouTube page. You could join us on Periscope. You know what I'm saying? We're streaming on all those platforms because the object is to reach as many within our circle as possible. And if we get people coming in from after that, it's cool. My piece is, I just want to make sure people understand that I'm reaching out to my tribe at this point in time. People of like mind and stuff like that, because the whole piece is like, you know, I don't necessarily need a lot of people, right? Because there ain't a lot of people that do the meetings every other week with me. It's not a lot of people that do the stuff that Miss Tiandra is doing, or a lot of stuff that Lady J is doing. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of people that's doing that, or that's organizing that, or that's maintaining that. You know, it's a small group of us that are coming together to do what is needed in our community. And that's the beauty of it. So I want to start off this show by first saying Habari Gani. No, it's not Umoja. Habari Gani, that was Shasha Mosh. Anybody know Habari Gani? No, it's not Umoja. Today is Gye-Nyame as far as Kwanzaa, but it's Umoja as far as the Gye-Nyame family. Far as the day of the week, it's Umoja. But today in Kwanzaa, we are celebrating Gye-Nyame. So how are you going to creatively approach 2019? What creative changes are you bringing about in your life? Also, I sent out the text to everybody on the Black Signal because I want people to know how to get on the Black Signal, because we got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, and I'm going to talk about some of that stuff, right? And we're going to need your assistance, and we're going to need your participation. So the Black Signal, if you want to get on the Black Signal, all you have to do is text 77292. All you got to do is text GNJ to 77292. Now, That is the basic package. That's the basic piece. And when I say package, you're not paying for it. It's our gift to you so that we could keep you informed of when certain events are happening. That is my major goal, communication, because as we move, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, because we're moving from the state of just now, as far as this movement, as far as this tribe building, as far as this nation building, we're moving from the level of being cooperating, because I want a lot of y'all to reflect on the year. A lot of the challenges that we had this year all stemmed around cooperating. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out how to cooperate. Boom, we cooperating. Boom, we having issues. Some people are cooperative, some people are not. Some people are easy to work with, some people are not. How can we hold everything together? And this year we're moving into a year that is ruled by the symbol or the number 3. Which is, if you turn it to a side, it looks like 2 heels or a booty or whatever, but it's actually, it looks to me as a bridge, and that 3 is a bridge from one place to another, and basically 3 is the number of communication. So this year we're focusing on communication, so we're gonna get the black signal tight. I'm going to really be pressing hard to get this newsletter, some type of newsletter out. Not necessarily hard print, but there's enough apps and enough computer programs where we could do digital newsletters, digital directories like this. We want to build up on the Kwanzaa directory. We want to build up on that so that people, even if they don't have this, but by next year, I want this book to be that thick. Shouts out to Miss Cynthia Johnson. Greetings. Do you have Cash App? Also, does someone link with you to okay? If they want to link with me to do that, you know me. You can link through me. And yes, I do have Cash App. Is HA2TIM with the cash symbol in front. All right. Cash the cash sign HA2TIM. And also, how does someone link? They want to get with me to purchase ambrosia. You can give them my number. You have my number. Also, they can sign up on the Black Signal and just let you know, like I said, because as that group of people starts to grow, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to keep that a nice, intimate group, because my ultimate goal with that is to spread out the ability to teach other people how to make their own. You understand what I'm saying? To teach people to make their own. And I know that sounds crazy. That's not good business, brother Hatim, blah, blah, blah. But for me, this is medicine. And yeah, I will sell it. But the ultimate goal is to get people to start learning how to breed their own. And this became really important for me. Oh, well, Sister Cynthia, you will have my number. I just texted you from my number yesterday. Oh, I got the wrong number for you. I'll get you my number, Sister Cynthia. I'll get you my number. All right. Also, actually, business-wise, you can hit me up at 614-594-9422. 614-594-9422. Don't use that phone number while I'm on the air. You can call me afterwards. Also, you call into the line, or just inbox me on Gye-Nyame Journey. That's another beautiful way to get with me. You can always inbox, because if I don't get it, one of the family is gonna get it, right? But Sister Cynthia, I apologize to you, because you should have been had my number, sister. Because you are a major supporter. And also, like I said, get on that. I'm trying to get my daily toaster list roster back up. You know what I'm saying? Because we was up at 36. I'm trying to, by next year, I would love to have 100 people getting up with us toasting, because the more we got toasting with us, the longer our ancestor list, the tighter we become. Because I believe that when we toasting our ancestors, family, it's we are unleashing, for lack of a better term, some magic, not only in our lives, but in the lives of our people. We're calling on our ancestors. We're doing what we have done for thousands and if not tens of thousands of years. We're saluting from we're saluting those from which we come. Man, that's a powerful, powerful thing. So I got a whole bunch that I want to share with y'all this morning. First things first, Cleve, can you bring me the water, please?
Yes, sir.
So, what I got right here is called a French press. I'm gonna call it what it is. We don't have one of our own yet, but I think we got enough creative people in our community to come up and develop our own, and maybe we get on. Because what I'm gonna show y'all how to do is to, in a sense, Africanize your coffee. Right? So every morning, those that know me, those that's been around me, y'all know that is that all the water?
Yeah, evaporated, bro.
My son called me bruh. I might have to slap him. So I'm gonna Africanize coffee. So I'm gonna make the coffee now so that, by the time we get done with the toast and get seriously into the discussion, we can do it. But what I have right here is a French press. And I went out and I bought some coffee. And of course, we could buy coffee grown in countries that are dominated by folk that look like us, dominated by people. That ambrosia is so good I had to make myself put it away. Ooh, girl, listen. If you think, and let me just say, if you think that ambrosia is good, right? Wait till you start brewing your own. I'm just saying. I'm good, right? But once you start experimenting with your own, and after you get done with the tea and you start mixing in different things that you like, because I'm about to show you, I'm about to Africanize this coffee real quick. So first things first, I'm gonna experiment. I'm only gonna use a scoop of this time. Hell with that. We're gonna use 2 scoops. So I got me some coffee, fresh ground, right? This coffee is not from Africa, but eventually maybe we might be able to get somebody selling coffee on a regular basis. So y'all see me put the coffee in. I gotta put my I'm gonna use this spoon to start. Well, no, I'm gonna put this spoon back in here. So, brother, I tell you talking about Africanizing your coffee. What do I mean? Because remember I told you there's 3 basic ways that you stay. It's 4 pillars of health. One is the proper breathing, and I hope Brother Malik is tuning in a little bit so he could post up, because he's bringing the new year in with meditation. He has, they're doing it tonight, and some of and maybe even Sister Roni might be either involved with that or doing her own thing, and it's like, that whole breathing piece, because the foundation of proper meditation is breathing. And sometimes retaining the breath, right? So, that's the first. The second is drinking adequate water. I got my water ready right now. We're about to do the water song. And also having a culturally appropriate diet. And I say culturally appropriate. I don't say African, because everybody that tune in is not of African descent. So what I'm telling you is to research your culture and find those foods that were major in your family culture. Right? Not just the one since we came to America, but what foods were special to your people? Because part of our sickness comes from us not plugging in to the ancestral wisdom. Definitely interested in brew it, but I'm also for support your initial, as you say, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I could dig it, because now, let me tell you why it's important that I spread the information. Because, sister, I got 5 gallons. I lost 3 5-gallon jugs of scobies, and I only got 1 left. Right now, if I had 3 or 4 other people that was brewing with me, I would be able to go directly to them and get a couple of scobies from their line. You understand? So that I can keep it going. So we have to spread the information, because certain things happen. Like, my kids could be interested and take off the top, and that's just like telling gnats, hey, come on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. But, like I said, people depend on me. I'm not brewing, you know what I'm saying? I don't just take the top. No. When it's bad on top, I'm getting rid of all of them. You understand what I'm saying? Because my people have faith in me, and I'm like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So now, I got the coffee in here. I'm going to Africanize this coffee. So we're going to take this in the French press. You got to put the hot water in.
It evaporated. It's not my fault.
Can you boil me some more water, Darky, please? My God. All right, so y'all see the water in there. Y'all see how milky that looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for a second, and Cleve is going to boil some more water, which gives us time. Now, if you look on the coffee press, let me just pull it off real quick. If you look on the press, there is slits here so that you can pour. But when you're brewing, you don't want that because there is a vacuum seal that happens when you put the top on. So you want to make sure that you have a tight top and you are able to squeeze it down there like so that you can help form that seal. Okay? So, hey man, don't use that sink water, man. Go down there and get me a bottle of that, give me a bottle of water. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So, boom, we're going to let that sit, and then we're going to add some more water to it, and then we'll finish the process so that we can start talking. And also, for my ingredients, I have coarse ground coffee, right? I don't remember what kind, but the bean was looking so black and beautiful, I had to get it. The bean reminded me of me. I looked at it, it was shiny. It looked like it had woke up and put on some shea butter. I'm like, oh, them beans is pretty. I want them right there, right? I got my coconut oil, and I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. And we're going to talk about it because it's like you could do small things. Throughout this year, I want to help you get some small things that you could do to start making your diet culturally appropriate. All right? So now, what we're going to do, we're going to do the water song. All right, here we go. Shouts out to all those that are tuning in. All right, so here we go, family. First off, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty. And if anybody got questions about that, where we got that from, man, I'm opening up the lines. Y'all can ask Brother Hatem anything that you want. So call in at 614-594-9422. I'm going to do this toast. We're going to get the toast. I ain't going to call it like getting it out the way, but we're going to do the toast so that we can stay up on here and talk because I got time. I got time today, right? And this is what I love, right? Every Kwanzaa about this time, I don't know. I have to find and search and find what the day of the week is. Because in the celebration, I get so caught up that I lose track of the time that we are on. And we need periods where we are able to, in a sense, pull ourselves away from the matrix and get into our thing, right? Because we know the commerce have to go on, right? We know this stuff have to go on. But we have to be able to set up sacred times for ourselves so that we can pull ourselves out and lose track of everything out there. Because there's a lot of shit going on in the world, right? The government shut down. Y'all knew that, right? The government is shut down. Somebody resigned from, another person resigned from President Trump. You got all types of cases going on. You got fuckery going on in hip-hop. You got fuckery going on all around. You know what I'm saying? But I'm extracted from all that because I got a safe haven called Kwanzaa that I'm able to run to, you know? And not even run to, wait for and prepare for. And to be able to bring my children someplace where they could run around and be safe, run around and have a good time, run around or sit down and be bored. Cleveland made a killing last night selling greens.
$55.
Man.
55.
Cleveland made a killing last night. I thought he was selling weed. I was about to shut him down. Like, yo, is y'all selling weed over there? You know what I'm saying? They was walking away with the greens and somebody ran up a hey, they don't go nowhere. We were y'all sprinkling weed in this? What's going on? Right? You know, but I just love to see. Because if we want to keep our young people, we got to make it possible so that they can see that, man, maybe I could make a life out of this. That water ain't boiled that damn fast. But, yo, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of the Mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know, this is the Daily Toast, and we saying bye-bye to 2018, and we saying Habari Gani, and you supposed to say Kuumba, Habari Gani, Kuumba to you, great Kuumba to you, as well as I want to say a great Umoja to those that's on Gye-Nyame Journey, and of course, you know, this is a Heart of Simba production. Well, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Last song of 2018, y'all. Shouts out to Mr. Diddy.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and get some water. Take your breath and get some water. Take your breath and get some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Now, grab your gallon of that water, or 5 gallons. Twist the tap off that water. That ain't boiled already. Pour the water. Just get your water. Cleveland trying to fool me. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Come on, move. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Come on. Drink, move, drink, move. Now, family, here we go. Raise your glass and toast those ancestors. Raise your glass and toast some ancestors. Now, raise your glass and toast those ancestors. Man, raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Now let's review. Take your breath and drink some water. Raise your glass and pour some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, toast, or stay healthy. Breathe, drink water. Move your body. Eat culturally appropriate diet. I don't know. Take your breath. Live and drink. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Take your breath. Take your breath. Take your breath. Then drink. Raise and pour. Raise and pour. Raise and pour. Then drink. Move your body. Move your body. Move your body. Then drink. Toast your ancestors. Toast your ancestors. Toast your ancestors. Then drink. 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 Drink, 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 drink. Man, oh man. So Cleve probably microwave the water, and I'm gonna you put on high heat on the stove, and it boiled that fast.
Yes.
All right, so Cleve is saying that he boiled water in record time. I don't even know if this water, because he might be mad at me, because I had him clean up the basement after our little accident this morning. So you pour the water in. Now they say this is 4 cups of coffee, so they must be talking about those little fancy small cups. And y'all know Brother Hatim don't do no little, yeah. Those that know me, y'all know my coffee cup is major. This is the Gye-Nyame Journey version of the coffee cup, right? We can, you know, boom, boom, boom. So we got the French press. Now remember, you want the lines. You don't want the lines up front. You want it to be able to seal. So you're gonna put it to where it's totally sealed, and it could sit for. You want it to sit for about 4 to 5 minutes. So we're going to let it sit for a little bit longer. And I'm going to want y'all to see how simple this process is. I thought I would have to push the thing all the way down to the ground and squeeze the stuff. But what it uses is because it has this vacuum seal. When you push down, the vacuum is formed and it filters out all of the stuff. And you'll see the difference in the coffee, right? So we let that sit for a couple of minutes, and we'll get straight into our toast so that we can have our conversation. Because, you know, the ancestors are the most important part of the show. You know, I do my ranting and stuff, and we have our discussions. But the most important part of the show, which sometimes I need my family to remind me, is the toasting. Because sometimes before we get into these conversations, those that call in sometimes be like, Brother Hatem, before we get too deep in this, you know, because this is Gye-Nyame Journey show. This ain't Brother Hatem show. This is Gye-Nyame Journey. You know what I'm saying? And the piece that I'm trying to get people to understand that, so that, you know, because we're not all gonna see eye to eye, right? Never. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get concerned when we all in total agreement all the goddamn time, because, you know, I'm just, you know, but I'm gonna pop the top on this. And I'm not going to pour it all out. But, you know, like I said, those that get it in the bottles, which is going to be rare because I'm going to just start selling gallons and half gallons. And for some of the elders and the regular people that's been coming to me and getting them like this, but we're going to move away from the bottles. Well, actually, nah, because I love the carbonation that comes with it. So, and it's the first time that with using the gunpowder green tea added into my recipe. Because like I said, we use 5 different high-quality green teas. Now, this one, although it's carbonated because it's been in here, it's not as wild. And I think that gunpowder settled it down because it's very thick. Those that got it, I know y'all see the thickness. It's a very thick consistency, right? But so let's watch how it pours. So we're going to see how it does tomorrow. I'm going to grab another bottle tomorrow. It's bubbly just a little bit, right? Not like we used, because y'all know how it comes out usually. So I think the gunpowder might have slowed it down, or maybe because I started brewing around the solstice. I don't know. I won't claim to be an expert on that. But the scent is very good. I did pour it all out, but I'm not gonna drink it all. Remind me not to drink it all because I'm gonna use it to help Africanize my coffee. Somebody else is on the line. You want to introduce yourself before I get into the toast real quick?
This is Brother Shaka.
What's up, Brother Shaka? Welcome. All right. So we're gonna do the toast real quick so that we can go on and have a conversation that is needed. Then I'll let other people know the lines are open, because some of the family know the lines are open because they get that text. They get the number on the text. I try to put the number on the text. So I want to make sure that everybody is up on Spreaker, because we might have a few people listening on Spreaker and I'm not seeing their stuff. So we want to make sure that the Spreaker channel is up. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Where's my discussion? I want this discussion. I want to have that discussion. Oh, no. Well, no, let's go here. Maybe it's that. Cool. Live chat is up. Let's see, just in case I'm missing stuff on Hootsuite. Okay, cool. All right, we up. All right. I might need to pull up my own Facebook page so I can make sure I'm not missing anybody here. But first salute the creator, or whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that first source. You know what I'm saying? We lift up our glass and we salute and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to the list of our ancestors, our collective ancestors. Let me get my because I still haven't been to the store to buy the book yet, so I need to apologize. We got to use the old book, which is cool because it served us well. All right, cool. Here we go. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert Texana Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Fanning, Gaston, Lee, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva, Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman, Nomo X, Pet Mott, Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marion Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Agosa Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, May Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lafina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, Essie Johnson, Del Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Worrell, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Sylvester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Imhotep Wellman. Elder Imhotep is in the house. I have found one of my original Elder Imhotep Wellman's pieces. This is pure silver. He made this. And of course, if you look right in the middle, right? I just got to shine it up, family. He made this. This was a special piece. Elder Imhotep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillamon Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. We got William Walter West, Nigella Paris, Elder Basiji Falani, the one and only Elder Basiji Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Hadley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Print Up Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacy Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Void Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dan Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Mally and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanetta, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlington Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Stanton, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Morel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shechem Aha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. I'm going to get another book, family. We still love this book, but I got another book because all of these, except for the new ones, have been transferred. We have Joella Giles and James Carswell. So we lift up our glass and we salute those ancestors and we say, Ashe, shouts out. I see you, Miss Carswell. You heard your ancestors, right? You know, I'm getting it together. Lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, where do we go, family? We go to the present moment. And since we are moving into the present moment, let's get it.
Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
All right, there is no tomorrow, family. We have today, this now, not just today, the now, to make everything happen. So we have to get busy in the now and build the foundation upon which our children will stand. And I have to stress that every day because the work we do, it benefits our future generations. So we have to understand that in many ways we are fertilizer that our children grow out of. And we have to be willing to sacrifice, and we have to be willing to be uncomfortable. We have to be willing to, in some sense, to suffer and sacrifice in order to make sure that our children have a firm foundation to stand upon. I know that, brother, that don't sound that good. But believe me, when you see When you see your children smiling, and we see our young people, and we provide them spaces where they could be truly who they are, it's worth it. So today is Habari Gani family. Habari Gani family. Yeah, I was supposed to say Kuumba. Habari Gani family. Kuumba. It's Kuumba, that's right. And with it being Kuumba, what does that mean? It's creativity. But the day of the week for us is Umoja. And the principle for the day, for those that don't speak the language, is unity. The mighty principle of the day is truth. The color is violet. Damn. Got on the wrong shirt. Told you I lose track. The Hermetic law is mentalism. A male name is Kwojo, who called me today. Shouts out to brother Kwojo Ababio. If you out there, y'all check out Kwojo and his page. Also over at New Harvest Cafe, where he do his thing. He's, doing his thing, y'all. And shouts out to the female name Ajwa, right? Jua. I can't, I'm working on it, right? So we lift up the glass for this present moment because we know what we got to do. And we say, Ashe, right? From there, family, move to our future generations, our children, our children's children, on to infinity. Family, we are part of unstoppable continuation, right? So we move from our ancestors into us right here now, into the future. You see my hand. You can't see my hand. You don't see the past. You don't see the future. Only thing we are operating in is the now. So it's a continuum that we are on, right? And like I said, family, we come back. We come back in our bloodline. So we got to make sure that we leaving it better form, right? They'll be like, damn, oh, that sounds kind of spooky. You believe in reincarnation. Listen, I'm just telling you what my ancestors taught me. That's all. I'm not trying to convert you. Believe what you believe, right? I allow you to do it in peace. No, I mean do it in peace. So we raise up our glass to those future generations. We toast the children, even if they doing nothing with the equipment you give them, but play video games. We salute them. Watch videos down. We salute them. We salute their children and their children's on to infinity. We say Ashe, and family, that in this now, because this is deep, right? In this now, we are responsible for the next 7 generations. That means that if we fuck up, the next 7 generations is going to be messed up. Now, if you lived your life like that, understanding that, think about if every time we greet each other, we realize that we were greeting each other, not just for ourselves, but we greeting ourselves for generations to come. Lift up our glass and we say Ashe. Last but not least, but this ain't last, family, we raise up our toast to all of our relations, and we say Ashe. Where we go from there? From there, this toast is for you. I call it that selfish toast, right? Getting that selfish toast in. What you mean selfish, brother? Hot damn. Listen, family, you can't take care of nobody else if you ain't take care of yourself. If you're not breathing on a daily basis, or at least every now and then doing your breathing exercises, which we're going to talk about, we're going to focus on a little bit earlier in this year. If you're not drinking the proper amount of water every day, if you're not eating a culturally appropriate diet, and if you're not moving culturally appropriately, right, family? You can't do nothing for nobody else. You can't even pour for your ancestors because you won't be able to grip the glass because you got arthritis or the glass might be too heavy and you drop it. So, family, in order for us to serve our ancestors and to serve our future generations, we have to be the best we can be. And how am I going to do that if my cup is empty all the goddamn time? So, family, I'm raising my cup to you. And I'm asking you to fill your cup. What is it that you need? Right? Focus. Get that energy. We got this energy. We called it up in here. Let's get that energy moving for us in the proper direction. We say, Ashe. Somebody crying. Real life of Gye-Nyame journey. All right. We lift up our glass for this last toast. And I toast the most beautiful, most magnificent, most powerful being in the room. And that just happened to be you. And with that, we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Now the family lines are open. I'm about to put it up. We got 3 people on the line right now. feel free to call in, because I can hold a whole lot of you, right? I can hold a whole lot. Now, I'm going to sip. Hey, girl, I'm on my show. Real life here, Gye-Nyame. Gina, keep your feet to yourself. Go practice your kata, man. Here we go. I'm going to sip this, because I'm about to make this coffee for y'all. Hot damn. Yes, Sister Cynthia, you right. I haven't had it. Where it's set in the bottle. Man. Well, I'm not gonna stop putting it in the small bottles, because it got a goddamn. All right, let's finish this coffee and then we're gonna move into the discussion. All right, family. When I talk about why you come up here messing with her, so here we go. So as I showed y'all earlier, I was making coffee with the French press. It's been sitting long enough, y'all can see it. So there's a group of filters in here, and it's, I ain't gonna say hermetically sealed, but there's a vacuum that forms that when I push it down, so I'm gonna try to hold it up, right? And we push it down, you push it down. Now watch how it clears out. You see that? You see how it changed? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to Africanize our coffee. We're going to make our coffee culturally appropriate. Now, there's a lot of people that use MCT oils, which are good. They're more refined, right? And we understand that oil, in order to get the oil, it takes a lot of refinement. So a lot of people move away from the oils. But one of the reasons I use coconut oil is because coconut oil, first off, coconuts is where we come from, right? There's a lot of coconuts where we come from, right? Coconuts are high in fats, right? Now, what is the best fuel for your body to burn? Anybody? What's the best fuel for your body to burn? The best fuel is fat, right? Because it burns slower. It's a longer, steadier burn. It gives you a steady level of energy. And this is why your body stores fat. It don't store sugar. It burns sugar. It transforms everything that's extra into fat. After it poops out and all that, it stores all that's good as fat. So one of the things that coconut provides your body with is fat. And this is culturally appropriate. So I take a little bit of this coconut oil, and I pour it in my coffee cup. I ain't pouring it in my French press. No, we ain't gonna do that. All right, pour it in there. To your taste, right? Also, to throw a little bit of sweetness in there. Now, check this out, family. Those of you that drink that ambrosia, because it's good for more than one thing. Now, look, add a little bit, because the coffee is not burning hot. Add a little bit of that ambrosia. Then you add the coffee. Somebody hung up. I'm sorry. So now remember, you got to spin it. We're about to have our conversation, family. Got to spin it till you get, see those little holes in there? See that? Then you pour. All right. So we got some coffee left over that we could use a little bit later in our conversation. And we take our little spoon and we stir. All right, so now the lines are open. Let me make sure that everybody that's on, that want to be on, can get on. I'm going to sip on this and let y'all know how it tastes. I already know how it tastes, because I make it often. But now I got my French press. I ain't got to stop at it. I could monitor how I do it. The number is 614 556 4535. Boom. There we go. I posted it up. Now let me put it on Spreaker. Call in number 614 556 4535. Also, let me post it up on my Facebook page. Call in. Number 614-556-4535. And last, let's post it up on Hootsuite. Oh, Hootsuite done went to sleep on me. Man, you be paying for this stuff and they be taking breaks. Call in 614-556-4535. All right, family, those of you on the line, I thank you for your patience. Let's get this conversation popping. What's going on? What's on your mind? Now, I can start off with what I want, or y'all can jump in. How y'all want to do it? Anything anybody want to cover? We got Shaka, we got Miss Tiandra, and we got look like Brother Quasey's number.
If so, that sounds like an all-star lineup.
So now, family, one of the things I want to do was, cool. Let's review 2018. What are some of the things that you want to say goodbye to in 2018? What are some of the things that in the news that we need to really look at to review 2018? Because we got a little bit of time today. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and have this discussion. Also, using your creativity. How will you creatively approach, this ambrosia is good. How will you creatively approach 2019? And stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get the conversation popping off. Anybody got anything they want to share from 2018? Some of the steps that you made that improved your life, that improved the community, some of the work that you're doing, some of the stuff that you're most proud of. Can somebody give me a napkin or something?
Yep.
Well, everybody on the line, nobody got nothing they proud of? Y'all must be some gangsters. Say again. Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yeah, I agree with Quasey. You said it was an all-star lineup. I agree with that. But for the past couple years, the Spirit has given me a theme of what this year is going to be, and which I am really grateful for. And for 2017, it was freedom, and then it transitioned into surrender. And then this year, early in the year, I was told it was going to be my year of abundance and humility, and definitely experienced both. And so just really grateful for that. So I'm just excited to see and expectant to see what the Spirit will tell me and lead me towards this year.
Anybody else? I mean, that was dope. So and actually you have a business. What's the name of your business? Spirit Over Flesh?
Yeah, that's right. So it has been Spirit Over Flesh, LLC. I got more grounded this year with it and more allowances. So I'm an allied health professional, and I help people by educating and empowering them as far as their personal wellness goes, and then coupling that with manual modalities like massage or different techniques like dry needling or joint mobilization. And I have a referring relationship with a physician, so I don't take insurance, but I do have an NPI number so you can bill your insurance if you'd like. What? And so I'm going to be even more intentional about that in 2019.
Know that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's dope. That's what that is.
Right.
That's
like
is.
Whole next level. I didn't even know. Well, I mean, I knew it was possible, obviously, because I go to doctors and give them my insurance card, and they don't make me give them money. But that's dope.
So,
thank y'all.
So, anything else? All right. What were some of the issues that we might need to be with good riddance with 2018? You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all look at my dates, whenever I put my dates up, I go Umoja today is Umoja 12. It'd be 12, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 8, and the last number is 2. And that last number represents the year that we are in. So when you take 2018 and you take 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, you get 2.
You can't do both in here.
You get 2. So we as a group or overall, the vibration we're functioning under is a 2. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to seeing good riddance of in 2018 is the test of cooperation. Now, not that we don't need cooperation, but I've seen a lot of uncooperative things happening in the community, and not with us not even realizing that cooperation was the test for us. Every year, as a group, we go on with tests. But then even deeper than just the group test, there's an individual test for each individual. So when you look at your own number, what number you are in, and I mean, because like we've been taught to count with numbers, but people don't understand that numbers are actually symbols. And symbols have deeper meanings. So when you really look at the deeper meanings and you look at the digits that line up for you, for when you was born, there's a symbol that you work with every year. And like I said, through my small amount of time on this planet, the shit done lined up. It's sort of like the African names, right? So it's like, so as a group, we were struggling with cooperation. We was being tested with our ability to cooperate. So I had to, in many cases, I had to be peacemaker. I know sometimes it was peace disruptor too, because that's just the nature of me. I'm trying, family. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to saying good riddance to the test of cooperation. I'm ready to move to the next phase, because tomorrow we will be on the number 3. That's that communication. We've been joined by Miss Kim Carswell. Shouts out, shouts out.
Hey guys.
They quiet right now, Miss Kim. They just quiet. Don't mind them. They rude self.
No, I'm just it's because what you're talking about is really it's reflective. I mean, it makes people really think and reflect on 2018. I mean, I know I'm still sitting here trying to think about what you said. I may need a day.
I'm
really let it in.
Hey, Sister Kim, how you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's Tracy. I think you already recognize the voice.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But yeah, I got something that I could share though about 2018. I was I don't know. I think in the way 2018 was kind of the most. I added one of the most important things to myself. I acquired one of the most important things this year that I've ever acquired, and that's a commitment to meditation. Like I've done it before in different ways, but I never was committed to it to where it became a part of my daily routine. And it's powerful. I can see the fruits of it. It's been less than 3 months since I started meditating twice a day. I actually paid money to learn, like almost $400 to learn how
you could have gave me
to
that
learn
money.
the technique. Huh?
You could have gave me that money. I'm pissed off. You could have gave me that money.
But see, so that's another level, another layer of the of what I learned too, is like put your money where your mouth is. Like
that's
when
true.
You pay money for stuff, you commit to it more.
Hey.
You know, it's more valuable to you. You know, so for me, like, so that's kind of like what I center my day around in a sense. I know every day I'm going to meditate twice, so it's like different. It divides my day, and then I could approach my day in an entirely different way. And that's not even, I'm not even talking about the actual benefits of meditating. I'm just talking about the benefits of having something consistent that I do for myself every day.
Ooh.
So
crazy.
So from there, just adding to that, like the sky is the limit. There's unlimited possibilities that are now tangible to me for creating that. Like it's almost as if it was part of something that I inherently knew of and have utilized maybe in a former life or in my genetic past. So it's like I rediscovered something that I've always known was an essential thing for me to have.
Quasi, let me just say this, and as a witness. Now, Quasi would come and ask me, can I use your office? When we at the school, can I use your office so that I can meditate? And I ain't never had nobody say no shit to me like that. Go ahead, bro. You know, shit. You know what I'm saying? But now, what you have discovered is the power of ritual, right? Because a lot of people embark in rituals that are not life-affirming and life-building, and they're unconscious rituals, which means that if they are unconscious for you, they are conscious rituals for other people. So, for example, the smoking, the drinking are unconscious rituals for some people, because when you do it on a regular basis, it's a ritual, right? So you up under somebody else's control and you're feeding energy to somebody else. What you have discovered...
Even work can become a ritual, right, Brother Hudson?
Oh, yeah, work is a ritual. That's why I say I try not to say I go to work. I go to my adventure. You know what I'm saying? Work is one step beyond just the ritual. And I'm going to get to that. I'll get to that in a second. I'm glad you brought that up. The ritual that he's doing a life-affirming ritual, and it has become a habit. So one, you're building up power. It's sort of like when we get up and we do the daily toast. We have a ritual that we do. People don't understand that the daily toast is deeper than just, it's not just for our ancestors. It is for our ancestors, but in a sense, it's for us to gather. Because through the process of me doing this, I understand it don't take a lot of people to make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually seeing it. But now let me say this. But Sister Tiandra brought up another thing. And what a lot of people don't know, that work is worship. So now I got a question, family, for all those out there that's listening. When you get up in the morning to prepare yourself to go to your church, you might not look at it as that, but what are you going to worship? Are you worshiping something that's building up your life? Or are you worshiping something that's tearing down your life? Work is one step beyond ritual, because ritual is a process in which you set up and you have total control. But when you go to work, you go to worship. So family, the question we got to ask is, how many of us have lifestyles and have career paths and have adventures that move us in a nation building capacity?
I wanted to go back to something Quasi was saying, or what y'all was just talking about in terms of meditation. I was watching a documentary some time ago about Stevie Wonder, the recording of Stevie Wonder's Songs of the Key of Life, and it was actually a remastering. Hello?
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And so I didn't know that Herbie Hancock was the one that played the keyboards in the song As, or a lot of people call Always. And Herbie was telling the story about how, he's a Buddhist. And so during the session, they had a long session, and during the session, he went over to Steve and he said, do you mind if I go outside and meditate? And Steve was like, why do you want to go outside? He was like, I didn't want to, interrupt the flow or anything. He said, no, hold on. And he called everybody from outside into the studio, and they did a group meditation. And so that was during the recording of As. And so I always wondered why there was such a, it's just layers and layers and layers of greatness. And you listen to that recording. If anybody that don't know what song I'm talking about, it's the one that they had on. What was that? The Best Man.
Sing a verse. I know you know a verse. Sing a verse, man. You an artist, man. Make us remember. I don't know how to sing.
Sing it.
Oh no! You know what? That's one of the songs I never really committed to. Yeah, true story. Man, have you looked at the lyric sheet for that?
No, I don't know what song you talking about.
I could have sworn I've heard you sing it before. At least you played it before. That's one of my favorites. And that makes a lot of sense that you share that about the meditation component and the spiritual component of it, because you definitely feel the spirituality in that entire album.
Oh, yeah. Well, that album was...
It evokes the feeling. Even not hearing it right now and you bringing it up, I can feel it. Yes.
And it was something about that year. I was born that year. Marvin Gaye came out with the Ecology album, Mercy, Mercy Me. Stylistic, people make the world go round. I mean, those were the messengers of that time. You can paint a picture. We can time travel by, you know what I mean? By the frequency in that music.
Man, give me, hum the goddamn tune so I can get an idea of what song you talking about.
Dun, 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 always. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that's a very spiritual song.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called...
And that stylistic, people make the world go round. People make the world.
Now, that one I can do. That's one of my joints.
Do it, please.
Trash man didn't get the trash today. Oh, why? Because they want more pay. Buses on strike wanna raise the fare so they can help pollute the air.
Show off.
But that's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs are carousel. Changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. People make the world go round.
Show off. Boo! Don't be having no women screaming on my show, man. Don't be doing that, man. But I mean, and it's really interesting that you brought up the point about time traveling, because, dude, there's certain songs. I mean, we all know we could fall into vibration of music to travel, and if we look at musically as a musician, how was 2018?
Oh, wow. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I got in
I'm sorry.
All right. Let me just say it like this. One of my favorite artists, Anderson .Paak, dropped one of his weakest.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm thinking conceptually weakest. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed by those who I'm typically impressed by.
So
I think it was a very mediocre
on what he dropped. I mean, I don't like Anderson .Paak just because I didn't know he had other stuff. But whatever he dropped this year, I didn't like it.
Oh,
so
man.
If he got something better, then I might need to check that out.
I
the
think
only thing, listen,
that Anderson .Paak and his, what he has, fine, but in comparison to everything else that came out this year, I still think it was a top album that you could listen to from top to finish. And honestly, Astro World was too. You could listen to that. But okay, I'll shut up. You know I speak for the young people too.
Yeah, all right. I think the only thing, really, I'm going to be honest with you. His showmanship in live performance impresses me more than his recording. So if it equates to you looking for what I'm looking at in Anderson .Paak and what made him my favorite, is that NPR Tiny Desk concert that's about 15 minutes long. And you watch that, you will see exactly what I mean. He got a little trio out there doing his music.
Devin watches that on the phone.
Real life.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. Yeah, that performance alone. And only that one. I've seen other performances, and I'm not impressed. I've seen him with his because he works out with two different outfits, with the band and then with the little DJ collabo. But yeah, that's the only performance that really, really drew me. And when I actually copped this album, I'm like, nah, You know, I got to talk to my people at the barbershop.
So, Brother Kwame chimed in, and Kwame, you call in if you want to, 614-556-4535. But Kwame said 2018 was lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Of course, he keep putting Robert Frost on there. We know who it is, man. And he also say, damn, Shaka, shaking his head. Good. See, I mean, I ain't the only one that don't like you showing off like that. Actually, I do like you showing off. But family, I mean, so musically, but now one of the things that Tiandra, for you musically, 2018, because like I said, you try to stay in tune with the young people. And I listen to a lot of old music, so I can't even comment on anything that came out in 2018.
You know what's really dope? I think as a messenger and as someone who writes the way that I do about solutions, the last week I put a post up and I said something about how interesting it is that how we all are still strangers. In 3 words, tell me how you know me. And Brother Andre, he said, you have the dopest demo CD that I've ever heard in my entire life. And he said, I still listen to it. He put love, love, love. And when he put love, 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 it reminded me of the song that I used to do all the time in Columbus. And I'm listening to the lyrics, and everything I was saying then, it still takes precedence today, and everything involved in what in what was mentioned in the song. So when I listen to other messengers like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Earth, Wind and Fire, Stylistics, those are the ones who bring that timeless music because it's based out of principle, and that's what I listen for in everybody's music. Sometimes somebody sounds super duper prophetic, and then they do something that makes no sense whatsoever. And I think that being able to bring that character not into just the nature of that individual's music, but in terms of the collective of artists who are around them, and that's why Vanguard is important. So that to me, looking back at '76, they had that. It was a community of artists. We need a community again.
There's another album I thought of for 2018, and that's Her, I Used to Know Her.
Her, I Used to Know Her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I think that young lady she has a message. I don't know if I would necessarily call her a messenger as of yet, but I think she has a message. And I think that was a beautiful album as well.
Mm.
Was that a duet?
Miss Kim, was you saying something?
No, I just said you guys are artists that I have never heard of.
Hey, who you? I'm sitting. You see, I'm silent. That's hard to keep. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna check it out. But Tiandra stay in tune with young folk, and like I said, sometimes I can listen to it, sometimes I can't, and then oftentimes, like being older and having young kids, I don't even listen to the radio. I can't really turn on the radio because every time I turn it on, it's basically strip club music, and I'm like, I'm not trying to, if they get that, they got to go and sneak it on their own. They can't get it with me.
Can I talk about 2 of my favorite hip hop albums?
Go ahead. Ooh.
I kind of want to compare and contrast them. Actually, I think a lot of people are familiar with J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
K.O.D.
So I know everybody is familiar with Kendrick Lamar.
Who?
So Kendrick Lamar, his camp is called TDE, and one of his other artists' name is J Rock. So you got J. Cole and J Rock both dropped the album this year. So J. Cole is typical J. Cole. He's a conscious rapper. He raps about like beautiful things in life, and you know, he's a poet. He's a thinker. He's a humanitarian, and it all comes out in his music. You might get shot on J. Cole's album, you know what I mean? You probably will at least take a flesh wound, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going down. But something about, I really like both of them. I guess I'm ratchet, you know what I mean? I guess, you know, because I do still like that sound, whatever. I like hearing that aggression in my hip hop, you know what I mean? It is, I'm always aware of the fact that the hypothetical people on the other end of those bullets are the same color as me, so that kind of bothers me. But I don't know. Take this how you may, but I took away the black faces, and in my mind, it's not a black face on the other side of that violence that's coming from the hip hop when I hear it. So I think of it a different way. It's like a war call to me, you know what I mean? When I listen to J-Rock, it puts in me, because I love that album. It puts in me.
What's the name of the album? Is it? You know what I mean? Is the album J-Rock, or is it another name for the album?
The album is called Redemption. The album is called Redemption.
Okay.
And J. Cole's album is called K.O.D.
K.O.D. I haven't heard all of K.O.D. I heard one song from it, but J. Cole's album is, I mean, really dealing with the drug piece. I mean, it was kind of prophetic, man, because motherfuckers started dropping off right after he dropped his album, dying from overdosing on drugs.
Crazy. I didn't even think about that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just think about and I like J. Cole because you hit me to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. So, I mean, I like both of those young brothers. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I ain't gonna say I didn't like it, but I couldn't see the critic, you know what I'm saying? And if I had to lean to one or the other, I would prefer to listen to J. Cole rather than Kendrick close. But I'm gonna say this. When they be doing those crossovers and mixing and rapping with other people, Kendrick be murdering oh my God. Kendrick did a verse, and this probably ain't even 20, I don't even know how it is. He did a verse on a dude from Detroit's album, Big Sean. It was him, Big Sean, Kendrick Lamar, and Jay Electronica. Kendrick,
Control.
I don't even know what it was. Whatever it was,
Control.
Jay Electronica didn't even need to rap. They should have put Kendrick. They kind of dissed Jay Electronica by letting him go last because Kendrick murdered it. And I love. I mean, like you said, that aggression in hip hop that's needed because that's called, like, before we used to go to war, man. We used to have war dances and shit. We used to have to get hyped up. So sometimes the face was going on out here. We got to get ourselves hyped up. And music was one of those things that we used. Music.
That's how DMX was.
Oh, man. Flesh of my flesh. So,
yeah, it was interesting for me because I was having a conversation with my cousin. He's a pretty big J. Cole fan. And I don't know, I do like J. Cole. It's always been something about J. Cole. I think that the K.O.D. album was dope. Like, I really, really, really like K.O.D. Some of J. Cole's music, it don't have that, like, staying power. The first couple times I hear it, I might like it, but, like, I could still listen to Good Kid, Mad City forever. I will always be able to listen to Good Kid, Mad City.
That shit was
You know what I mean?
That album is is a classic for this generation. That album is.
Listen.
I
started crying after because I remember. Matter of fact, it was during this time when you hit me to it a few years ago. You told me, you said, man, you gotta check out Kendrick Lamar because I was complaining about hip hop. You said you gotta check out this kid Kendrick Lamar. Man, so I listened.
I hit Madonna to it too.
I listened to that shit, man. And I had to get up and walk out the house because I started crying. I said, damn, hip-hop's not dead. Thank God. I said, oh, my God.
What y'all think about Victory Lap?
Who?
Victory Lap, Nipsey Hussle. Y'all listen to that?
I heard Nipsey.
I haven't even heard that.
I have to, with Nipsey Hussle, and, I mean, because I'm understanding a lot of these young boys is cold. But like I said, a lot of times I don't have time to go through all they shit. And then on top of that, I work on a job where I do have time to listen to stuff, but I have to be very selective about what I listen to because any cuss words and the kids is going home telling their mama that Mr. Brown is listening to inappropriate stuff and I got to be able to justify it. So if I'm watching a YouTube video, go ahead.
Can somebody tell me who XX was?
I can't.
Can who what? Say it again.
XX, I guess, was a young hip hop.
Oh, Triple X. You talking about
Triple Extension. How y'all say it?
Triple Extension or something like that. The dude that got killed.
Like
Yeah.
and Scotch Young. I think that's how they pronounce
Well,
it.
hold on. I got a young man that was a fan of him. How you come over here and say the name for the old folks? Nobody know how to say that shit. But he died in 2018.
XXX Tentacion.
Tentacion?
Yes.
Y'all heard it?
Okay, so what? Who is that? Cleveland?
No, that was a Bud. That's my nephew.
Okay.
That's my nephew.
So what did he bring to the game that? Because I didn't hear about him until he died. Obviously. So what did he bring to the?
Well, first off, he brought youth with your old ass. That's what he brought. I had to get that in. But Bud, come over here and let the people know why you listen to Triple X. They can't hear you. Go ahead.
I listen to X because I like.
Can y'all hear him? Because you whispering, boy. You talk louder than that. Come on now.
Before football games, I would like to listen to him because you get me like hyped up for my game.
Okay, so you like him because he got you hyped up. Did you get anything else from the music other than just getting hyped up? Was it a lesson, or was it just the hypeness that got you really interested in what he was talking about, or is it something else?
I just like the sound of his music.
Like the sound now? Is it now? I got a question for you. Is it the lyrics, or the music, or a combination?
Combination.
Okay. So could you listen to just the acapella music? That's the music without him rapping.
Yes, sir.
Could you just take away the music and just listen to his lyrics?
Yep.
Okay. All right. It's called acapella.
Okay.
Yeah. Cleveland correct me. It's the instrumental. But yeah, and the piece is that what we got to understand, and I got this from Sister Tiandra. Also got this from Jay, Sister, not Lady J, but Sister J. Jaratu, right? She checked me one time because I'm like, all these young kids, blah, blah, blah. She said, man, these your kids. So you can't just be dogging their music. And when Tiandra came into my life, she basically told me the same thing in a nicer way because, Jay mean as fuck. But Tiandra brought it to me in a nice way. And it's like, yo, bro, Tim, you can't be working with these young people and not really give their music a chance. So, so every now and then I try to listen to it, and I've stopped being so judgmental because I remember that my elders used to pine about the old days like I'm doing right now and be like, y'all ain't listen to no music. You ain't no music. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta watch that. So now let's move off of music a little bit in 2018. How about, is it something in politics that y'all looking forward to saying goodbye to? Is it something in economics? I mean, come on now, let's expand it because 2018 was a big year for change. Shit.
Wait, one more thing on music real fast.
Go ahead.
There's a young man in the city. His name's Soop. Soop. Are y'all familiar?
No.
Okay, so he did a whole album where there's somebody sampled from, it's either Columbus or Ohio on each of the songs. So it's a complete, locally motivated album. And it actually is a great project. And you can listen to that all the way through. There's probably only one song where I was like, why did that dude get on the album? But there's a lot of people from the community on the album. So if you have iTunes or something, I can send it to you. But it's something you should check out because I think it would help connect to our young people as well.
Oh yeah, with that, I want to say one more thing about music too. I want to send a shout to another local artist. Actually, I want to say rest in peace to Ness Words, man. He passed. Was it this? I think it was early this year. Matter of fact, it might have even been.
No, it was
a few years ago. Now that I think about it, but man, time really flies. So, I done brought him up. So,
Well, since we salute local artists, shouts out to Shekel.
We lost because he would have been dropping. I'm gonna say it like this: then he probably would have dropped the album this year. And he was in my top 5 like albums I was at, like that year when he dropped his what was that name of that album? Man, I have to find that album. That album was a heavy rotation. I ain't just saying like dude was local and I gave him support because he was local. He made a banger, like he made a real live banger. So yeah, man, shout out to Ness Words.
All right. So now come on, let's
Can I add something about the music?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that I kind of agree with you about young people and their music, giving their music a chance. Because I also work with young people. I'm an educator, and so I have noticed that when I take time to listen to their music and understand their music, it kind of helps to bridge that communication gap. So even though I don't know a lot about the artists that you guys are mentioning, I'm glad you're actually talking about this stuff, because then I'll look it up and learn more about it, because it's always an opportunity to learn and grow from people, and music is really important. It touches the heart.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, later on this evening on Facebook, I'm going to go live and do a little mini concert.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, closing out the year and bringing in...
Oh, you doing a concert?
Yeah, a little mini concert out of my living room.
Okay, cool. What time?
You can look at that at 9 o'clock this evening.
All right, cool. So
I may miss it because of my time difference. I don't know if I'll be up at that. But I'll get it later, but I don't know if I'll get it live.
All right, so
because it's already, I'm like 6 hours ahead of you guys.
So you need to send me a text if you could, or so I could go on and share it, and I will share it on. I mean, because a lot of stuff going on tonight. We got Brother Malik. He doing a meditation into the new year. You know what I'm saying? We got other things going on. So this, I like to use the black signal to let people know when some good stuff is going on. So I would love to support one of my brother's ventures and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, talking economically, this is one, we still in the cooperation piece. So next year we're going to be a little bit more vocal about, as my daughters call it, the merchandise of the movement, finding ways to support the movement. Like I found me a shea butter distributor. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that makes their own. I mean, that has their own brand, the shea butter, and they get it, and they know where to get it from, and they know how it's produced, and they whip it up themselves, whip it and flip it, send it to me. So boom, I got that. So I'm gonna be advertising that. And there's a lot of things economically that we could do to take small steps forward. Rather than, because a lot of times I'll be listening to people, man, we got to make big moves. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, boom, I'm 50. I ain't doing no more big moves. I'm doing small incremental steps. You know what I'm saying? Because I can monitor each one of those incremental steps, and we could guide the direction in which those steps move. We will move to the quote unquote big move. You know what I'm saying? So step by step for me. So anything else anybody want to bring up in 2018 that you want to leave behind?
Oh, leave behind 2018?
I mean, or anything in 2018 you would like to discuss. However y'all want to do it.
Shows. How about that? Hollywood trends. Keep it go. Snowfall, to me, this season of the show Snowfall, directed by John Singleton, I think has to be one of the most monumental shows in terms of our conversation about, crack cocaine and just the whole relationship of the government and all of that. Very relevant to what we've been dealing with. I don't know if y'all have followed the show.
Mm-mm.
No, is it a TV show or a movie?
Yes, it's a TV show. 2018 was the second season. And we've talked about, I mean, what's so interesting is that we talked about the events that are depicted in Snowfall. We talked about it all along. So it's just funny to me that I follow the show and I plugged it before, and and we have yet to discover it on the collective scale. But,
I just got Hulu like 3 weeks ago, so I haven't really been keeping up with American TV. So a lot of things I don't really see. But if it's on Hulu, then I can check it out because I just got Hulu like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you got so you said a good show. So you want to take that into 2019 with you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll check that out into 2019. I don't know. I'm thinking what I want to leave behind. I guess what I want to leave behind for 2018 is wanting to know too much about the future. I think I really want to be more take each day as it comes and not to feel the need to have too much of predictions in the future. I think that's where I am for 2019 and what I want to leave behind.
Being present in the moment.
Yeah, being present in the moment. Because I was just reflecting, thinking, I didn't know I would be here. I'm in Ouagadougou. I didn't know I'd be here for 2018. I've been other places. I didn't expect to be there at the new year. So I think at this point, I just want to be present in the moment and know that you can't control your future and be okay with that.
And be okay with that. Y'all heard that?
Yep.
That's profound. Be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I mean, come on now. Because a lot of us because when you're trying to control the future, you're not handling your present. And when you are hounded by the past, you're not handling your present. And remember, in our toast, everyday family, we talk about the power is in the moment. Now, I ain't saying be a Zen Buddhist and not prepare for the future and not remember what happened in the past, but we don't have to be ruled by that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? That's some real wisdom. So she said she gonna leave behind the thing of trying to predict and control the future. Anybody else? I'm gonna leave that behind. Well, that's a double dose of that. And like I said, I'm gonna leave behind struggling with trying to make everybody cooperate. Shit, it ain't gonna happen. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that I was, because what I'm coming to terms with is that everybody's not meant to work together. And unity don't require all of us to work together. It just requires all of us to work. This requires all of us to work. Very simply. You know what I'm saying? So, find your tribe, family. Anybody else?
I want to leave self-doubt and hesitation in 2018 and just make sure that at all times I'm being spiritually led and just going in the direction that I'm led without hesitation.
I like that.
Hey, this might sound, I think that people that really know me will know, but people that just kind of start to know me might think, I don't know, otherwise. But I think I'm too nice. I think I need to be more direct and assertive. I need to be more assertive and, but more respectful at the same time. Like finding that balance between going for whatever it is that I want, but finding the correct approach. Not overdoing it, not underdoing it, but finding that appropriate balance.
Brother, can I share something with you on that regard?
Okay.
2 things, actually. Number one, when I first got back here to Cleveland, one of my homeboys, he took me around town for some opportunities for me to be able to get grounded back into Cleveland. He was like the go to Christmas past. Suave Gotti took me all around, and I made little deals with people. They like my production. All right, come here. I give them a CD or something like that. Go ahead and rock it. Suave, he said, "You're too nice." He's like, "No, I'm serious. That's a problem." I said, "What?" He said, "That's a problem." He's like, you need to stop being so nice." I said, "I'm a nice dude." He said, "But you need to learn how to be kind."
Keep going.
So, keep going on top of that?
Yeah.
All right, here. So,
Stop being nice and start being kind, man. Don't let nothing interrupt you. Go ahead.
Right. So he say, I say, "What's the difference?" He say, "See, you give people things that in the end will take you out of your way because you helping them out. And if they don't reciprocate, then you just left out there. And that's how your relationship turn bad. And you burn bridges with people because now you walking around like, oh, well, they said they're going to do that and they ain't do it. And now somebody done burnt you. You make it easy for them. He said you got to learn how to be kind. When you kind, you able to extend what it is that you have in excess that won't take you out of your own game. That's why the nice guy always finishes last, because he always puts somebody else's agenda before his.
Damn. Hold on. Hold on. Anime, where you at? Anime. You supposed to listen for stuff like that, and you supposed to. Ooh, man, having these mystical animals around, man, is something else, man. They don't do nothing all day. All you gotta do. That was a gem. Go ahead, man. Mm-hmm. Don't be nice. Be kind. We can say the good guy finished last because he's always pursuing other people's agenda.
Putting other people's agenda before his.
Right. Damn. That's
there's a definition.
What's that?
I'm just looking at definitions. Go ahead.
Yeah. And see, for me, the difference, what's the same is altruism, having an unselfish concern about others, but in that regard, still maintaining a true concern with your own well-being first. And one thing about it is that don't think that it's being selfish, because there is no way in the world for you to do for another without doing for yourself.
Yeah, those are all facts. Yeah, because people what do they call selfish? Like, what's the intersection between being selfish and selfless? Like, that's where you have to be.
Self-interest.
And self-care is a buzzword that people use this year. It's that intersection. You got to be right there in that sweet spot. And even, for those of us who have grown up on or can refer to the Bible, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself. And I think people speak over that too fast and get the hierarchy wrong. And it's like you love God, you love the God within you, and then that enables you to love the God in others. If you try to love the God in others before you love and respect the God in you, you missed it. I can't do for you what I don't do for myself. I have to always put myself first. And I really learned that lesson last year, and I continue to learn it this year with the people who are closest to me. It's not that I don't love them, but I just love me more. Right. And in order for me to truly love them, I have to do that.
Right, you got to and that's why in the toast, we, because I had to put that session in as far as us, when we pouring and all the work that we doing, we got to know when to ask for what we need, when to take breaks and stuff like that. That's selfish. And the person that taught me that was brother Albino Garcia out of New Mexico. Because he was a sun dancer, and he led Sweats for Simba for a long time. He said, brother, every time you pray, take just a little bit of time in your prayer to pray for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I see you doing all this work. You got to pray for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of the nation. And if you can't take care of the nation, you're useless. So you got to take care of you first. And then
I think like when the word love is so hard to rein in for me. I think one of the reasons is because I have personally so many working definitions for the word, but one of those definitions is to act on behalf of. To love is to act on behalf of. So self-love means to act on behalf of yourself. You know, like that, when people say, I don't hear the word love as much as I see the word love. You know what I mean? When people say it, people might want to use that to kind of create a situation where you act on behalf of them because they shared that word and you sound so sweet to the ear. But when I see somebody acting, first of all, when I see somebody having a strong commitment and acting on behalf of themselves, then I know that that's somebody that I could build something significant with that's not built on, that has a less likelihood of being built on deceit, you know, and usury and those type of things. Because, like, when you have a relationship with yourself and you take care of yourself, then you know all of the work that goes into it, that goes into making somebody be well, so you can respect other people's journey a little more. You can be a little more gentle with people, you know.
Yeah. In terms of the way that people identify and the frequency of their understanding of love is why I wrote, like 20 years ago, I wrote this song called Love's Alibi. Because a lot of times people say love and what they saying and the action behind it ain't got nothing to do with love.
At all.
Like when somebody say, yo, I'm gonna do this for you on a love. Really what that means is that you owe me, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what
right.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. And the thing of it is that's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's just that we don't be, because that's why, like back to what Tiandra was saying, I remember Biko, one of my other mentors from when I was working with the League of Young Voters, the director of the then League of Young Voters, a man named Robert Biko Baker. He shared with us his idea as far as how to orient the self in that selfish versus selfless continuum, and the sweet spot being self-interested. And self-interest, if you always thinking from a term of keeping relationships, keeping your ability to move, making several steps ahead, you won't be burning bridges. You'll be taking care of people, and there's nothing wrong. You're supposed to do things with the expectation of that bringing back something to you. But it's like we are there's so many crumbs. It's like we've been given crumbs we've been given a culture of crumbs. So we scramble for the crumbs, and a lot of time we gotta protect the crumbs that we got through, what's that word? Like trickery.
Deception.
Deception. You know, so part of that deception is making people think that we don't care about what we have. So then they might have something similar. So by convincing them that we don't care about ours, and they might start thinking that they don't care about theirs. So I'm like, oh yeah, well I'll take that off your hands then, or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like this. It's a psychological ploy that we use in the not being forthright, that we all need the same things. We all need stuff. We all need each other. You know,
because think about this. You hear people often talk about reciprocity, right? I mean, it's like, this is why when people be like, "Oh, that's not my yacht. That's not my yacht. That's not my yacht." Like, yeah, I don't think you really want to fuck with me on that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I'm talking to people, I'm like, yo, I don't think you really want to fuck with me on that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, for example, Love. Societies and human interaction is built on a cycle of reciprocity. I give to you, you give to me. I give to the community give to me. And like you said, Kwesi, since we've been existing on crumbs, we done missed the whole aspect of how reciprocity is supposed to work. When you give to your society is supposed to give back to you. But because ours has been fractured, our community will not give back to those that sacrifice it for them, because we have been taught to get whatever you can and hold on to it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, real quick. I was talking to somebody yesterday about something that I wanted to bring about, and I was, sharing an idea with them to see what their interest level might be. And I said, how much might they want to be invested in such a thing? And they said, oh yeah, they want to be invested. And so then I got to thinking, and based off of just wanting to flush out their true level of interest, I asked what they meant by invest, and they said, I really want to be a part of that. And I'm like, well, investment means you take something and you put it somewhere. To invest in the stock market, you take money. There has to be a risk.
It's called skin in the game.
There inherently has to be a risk.
Right. Now, you know what that is spiritually, right? You know what that's called spiritually, right?
What's that?
Sacrifice. Investment is sacrifice.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because we got to understand that all relationships are built up, and this is just my philosophy, and I don't reflect anybody else here. This is what I've been working on, Gye-Nyame. There are three. Relationship is a stool sitting on three legs, and those three legs are respect, responsibility, and reciprocity. You take any one of those away, you don't have a relationship. It's fake. So if you look at a relationship, there's no common respect there. There's no relationship. If there's no responsibility being taken, because for example, what a lot of people want, they want so-called relationships without responsibility. I want to be down, right? But I don't want no responsibility. You know what I'm saying? That's just not possible. And reciprocity, so that when I'm giving into the relationship, you're giving into the relationship, a reciprocity is going on. So, for example, we look at our communities. Our communities, respect is not there in a lot of instances between individuals and between an individual and a group in most cases. The responsibility is not equally shared, and the reciprocity is not there. How can you go to an event and not pull out pennies out your pocket if that's all you got and put it in, or get up and do some work and move some chairs? Look, because we have been convinced that everything is about material, but the most important shit came to me by people extending service and extending true love for me. You understand what I'm saying? Simba was so influential in my life, not because it moved me up financially. It moved me up. It served me in a type of way, and I feel obligated up to this day to serve it. And that's what we don't understand. And a lot of people don't even get to be in a love affair like that. See, because every relationship is a love affair, and and of course you got to preface it like pause or no homo and shit. But every relationship is a love affair when you have those three things going on: reciprocity, respect, and responsibility. It's a love affair, and and why I call it a love affair, because it's fun to maintain it. It's everything to maintain it.
Like that fits into what I just was saying about the definition for love. It's love,
that's why I said
willing to act on behalf of.
Right.
A relationship, an affair where you're willing to act on the behalf of another.
That's why I said it, bro. I was just like, I'm backing you up. So damn, y'all done dropped some deep shit on love on us, so we gonna drop. So one of the things we dropping is the false definition of love and relationship in 2018, and we're into 2019 with a better definition. One, because really, love should be of service on both ends.
Hey, can I?
It should be.
The song Love's Alibi, I was inspired by an African woman who didn't believe man type of like when a man says I love you. She says I don't believe in that kind of love. So, and that's really what sparked the whole interest off, because it almost made me feel like there's no way that I can express to her the authenticity of what I feel. So I wrote it down and I told a story, and it's like at the whole punchline, the whole that I'm saying in it. I'll go straight to that part in the song where I say, let's see. And I feel like this. Doesn't she know that love has to grow? Some people say words that they don't know. Some people say love when they mean deep in. Some people call on love when they need a friend. Some people use love when they're at an end. Some people use love to justify their sin. Love, not to blame for the wars that we're in. Love, not to love, not a game for cheaters to win. Love, maybe you and I could find love. Love, maybe someday we'll repeat find love. So the whole piece is that a lot of people that use it when we use love in the name of the wars that divide us, is it really love? You know, when we call on love as if it's, you know, personified in each and every relationship, is it there or is it our imagination?
Brother Kwame says it was the best of times. Talking about 2018, it was the worst of times. It was the age of reason, and it was the age of foolishness. He says, Shaka the preacher man. He also says, no reciprocity, no kindness. Lady T, the preacher woman. Talking about you, Miss Tiandra. He also say the 6 basic emotions and understanding them and what they indicate for your life at a particular moment. Wakesa, that's from Elder Wakesa, but that's Brother Kwame quoting Brother Wakesa. And he also said, as far as when we talking about the reciprocity, trading favors. And he got Easy Rollins, or also known, you know, Walter Mosley wrote the books Easy Rollins. So he's quoting something from the book because, you know, he's a big fan of Easy Rollins. I like Mouse myself.
So hey, I have another kind of transition to another topic. If we
handle your business
in a transitional space,
handle your business.
If we because we were talking about music. One of the reasons I actually didn't listen to as much music this year as I did in previous years. I started listening more to like audio books and to like podcasts, YouTube personalities, and just kind of getting my information up, reading books. So, well, obviously listen to a lot of music in the car. I've been listening to music over the past few weeks, more than I have probably for the past few months. But so yeah, my thoughts is YouTube is a pretty popping market, man. So I'm like, we got a lot of content, we got a lot of stuff. I know, Hatim, you've been pushing it, to kind of pushing me and pushing, you know, everybody in the family to pick up their microphone and kind of do their thing. I guess, I don't know, I'm looking for some perspectives, like some ideas, some subject matter. What's some things that we would like, what's some things we would like to hear information about, some perspective about, from each other, from, you know, like what do we want to learn next year?
Well, one of the things that you can never go wrong on, brother, is sharing who you are, and through your journey and sharing your journey. You understand what I'm saying? Because like if you pigeonhole yourself, you're gonna be trapped in that pigeonhole, and you might not like it no more. But Kwesi is an ever evolving, ever growing person. So this week you might be super into meditation and sharing different aspects of meditations and experiences in meditations. But next week you might want to explore the mucilus diet, and the week after that, or the month after that, you might want to explore different fringe elements of history, or you might want to. So when you start a show, I don't want nobody to pigeonhole themselves in, because we need to be where our people need to be. And the one thing that we all need to be able to develop is a relationship with the people. And I hope in some form or fashion I shared enough of myself where people be like, yo, this brother's been consistent. This brother, a lot of this shit is basically the same, but he went a little bit to the left over here, but it's in the light of what he been doing. So I'm not really surprised. You know what I'm saying? So, do you, brother?
Can I ask a question? I'm glad you gave him that response, because I've often thought about YouTube, because I've been watching YouTube also for a couple of years, and I guess my thing with YouTube is, if you're a regular person and you do a YouTube, and some of the YouTubers that I follow, like Yvette Carnell and Irony, I follow him also, they talk about this. They say when you're on YouTube and you're speaking your truth, that impacts your employability.
Yeah.
Because it exposes who you are.
Right.
And in a white dominated society, if you are a black person and you are true to black people, that means you're kind of anti-establishment. And so it sort of hinders your ability to put on a mask and fake it, so that you can, get that job or whatever. So that's my with YouTube.
I got the answer for you.
So you have those people out there, but at the same time, they even admit that's what they have to deal with.
You got to deal with that. Now, it's too late for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, but I would suggest also, if you follow Jason Black and Professor Black Truth, check them out. I never seen neither one of those dudes. You could do YouTube and you could do podcasts and nobody ever know who the fuck you are. And you can still speak your truth.
Yes, I know you're talking about Jason Black. I listen to him as well. You just hear a voice. You don't see a voice. You're right. That is true. I listened to him too. I used to listen to him a lot when I was 2 years ago. That is true.
And yeah, I mean, while I definitely appreciate that, and I think I would probably advise that to.
It's too late for you, Kwesi. It's too late.
I'm willing to go all the way. I'm willing to sacrifice.
Me too. And like I said, and one, I have a dependence on the ancestors and having an experience where shit always works out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and the piece that our people, we really need to know who our allies are and who our enemies are. So I don't mind getting out here and
you know what?
Starting those conversations.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. And on the subject of YouTube, this is something that was brought to me today by my son, and he had mentioned it to me about last week. He had stumbled across this thing on YouTube. Now, he's a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this thing that surfaced on YouTube about 10 months ago called The Return of the Moonwalker. Now, I don't... Now, listen here.
Let me move.
And he comes to me and says, Dad, I'm disgusted. I said, why, son? He said, because there's cussing in the Return of the Moonwalker, and there's sex, and it's gay stuff, and I don't like it. I said, wait, hold on a second. So when he told me, I dismissed it, because sometimes my son, being his own imagination, and he'll say something outlandish to see what kind of reaction I'll give him. So today, he insisted. He brought me his iPad and said, "Dad, no, I'm not making it up. Look." And it's the most perverse something that somebody put on there to really put Michael Jackson's image in that whole pedophilia, perverse mind state, and just enough of the illusion of Michael to maintain the interest of a young, impressionable mind.
That's called YouTube. That's, I mean, that's the danger when you open up stuff to the public and it's not controlled. And I mean, the same thing that makes YouTube a beautiful thing is it cuts both ways. But hold on, one second. We got somebody from Columbus, a 519 number that's on here that's awful quiet. I want to make sure you have an opportunity to voice yourself just in case, because on the journey you got to get in. You got to elbow people sometime, baby. Or sir. Who that? 519. 614-519. Maybe they just listening in. All right, family, let's go. All right, Shaka, go ahead, continue, man. Thank you for pausing.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you say, I mean, you know, the same thing can be said about those who are, what is woke? You know, it's a lot of people out here with some misinformation, and it's a lot of people misleading folk, you know, out of a genuine process of solution. Out of and that's the thing, is like, one thing I love about what we do, we can sit and we have, you know, a sense of what is speculative in order, and you know, it's time for speculation when we want to hear each other's opinion and the sentiment of, you know, everything that we deal with. But when it's time to do the work, I just had my mind's buffering.
You old. You need to update. You need to update that chip, homie. Go and blame it on your mind. I know it's that iOS system that you're using, so I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Oh, so anyways, Quasi, like, what I'm gonna leave behind in terms of that whole YouTube piece is that I got so much content over the past 16 years off of every different level, and it's just time for me to stop waiting for the big projects to come together.
We are the big process. That's what I've been trying to tell people. Listen, we move one small piece at a time. Your small change can make a large change in the community. From pennies to small efforts. This is why I've been documenting my journey over all these years. You understand what I'm saying? I document all the steps, and it's like, boom, it's up for everybody to see. So it's too late for me. But like those that might be concerned, you can take the path of Jason Black or Professor Black Truth. You can hide your identity, but people gonna recognize your voice. My issue is at 50, I have to be able to know who's on my side and who's not, because I'm serious about nation building. I'm serious about taking some of the next steps in 2019 that will help solidify the community, at least in Columbus, so that we, if nothing else, we can serve as an example of things that can happen and things that could be. Period. I ain't got time. I can't be high. You know what I'm saying? I want people to be able to identify me and be like, yo, that's the Kwanzaa dude, or that's the dude that's doing the Daily Toast, so that's the dude that just cussed out somebody online. He cussed a lot in the morning, mama. That's him right there. You know what I'm saying? And I live with that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what's crazy, right? Family, YouTube, a lot of those platforms, you get big in several different ways, but one of the major ways to get big is controversy. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I haven't really done anything controversial, and I don't plan to, because I just don't want a crowd. You know what I'm saying? I need family like y'all where we can sit down and we could go on a reason, and I don't have to be cutting people off, and I don't have to be monitoring my goddamn lines. You know what I'm saying? because some fool might want to get on here and spout some madness. You understand what I'm saying? But I like being able to have an open platform like this. And now, like I said, I take the hit, because like I said, Gye-Nyame Journey, Gye-Nyame Journey, we don't even pay our own bills. You know what I'm saying? We still struggling to pay our own bills. So, so all this shit right here is on me. All of the experiments y'all see is on me. Why? Because I love what I do. I don't give a fuck who see it.
Hey, on the side note, one thing to leave behind in 2018 is the idea that people ain't after or people. Listen, I know a sister. I just did that 4 weeks ago. She lives half of the year she lives in France, half of the year she lives in Florida. Her little brother is my son's age, and he almost got stole by some folk who are affiliated with his elementary school. And her mother found him in a cave across town. This is in France, when he was supposed to be in the homework program. Right? And the little boy said, this white woman came and grabbed my arm and said I had to go with them. And they found him in the basement in basically like a dungeon where they have this adult school at.
Wow.
And so the piece is that when we go out here, what we bring into 2019 is that our children must travel with tribe. They must travel with tribe. Because organ harvesting, that's real.
That's true.
That's real. Dividing the family, that's real, and it's intentional because kids is getting snatched up out here. So, what we bring into 2019, and that's for all of us. Travel with tribe whenever possible. We got to travel with tribe. We got to.
I agree. I agree with you. The only thing I can say, and this is probably my bias because of the way I live, but the tribe is thin. The herd is thin.
Very.
And to find people who you can trust. If you are a person that put your people first, it's very hard to find people who you can trust. And so what I've found is I'm not a weak person. So I don't want weak people standing next to me because they're dangerous.
Very.
I would rather stand alone than have a weak person standing next to me and hurting me or stabbing me in my back. I'll just stand alone.
Yep. Yeah.
So, finding a tribe at this stage of the game is not easy.
It's not. But
I hear you, Sis Kim, but I also want to say something that I've only been connected to this tribe it's been a year now, because it was Kwanzaa of 2017. And this is already my family. So Shaka, Kwesi, Brother Hatem, and you can already feel it. So I don't know if it's as hard as we think. I think just being open and just being, again, led, you can feel it. And when you can feel it, it's effortless. Kwesi and I just had a conversation about this the other day. I'm like, yo, you're already family. I don't remember when it happened, but it happened. And so, I feel that so strongly that I think that I know that our words are so powerful. So to continually speak that it's hard, knowing that that's something that you may want, or we all need. It's necessary for our protection and for our continual growth and this evolution. And so I don't know if it's that hard. I think this is a good foundation, and I know that we're 6 hours away, but
no. Time zone, baby. She said time zone. She said 6 hours. Time zone. She's in.
Yeah, time zone. Central Africa, basically Central Africa.
So how many hours is it?
Shit.
To fly? To fly? It's,
No. I was saying hours apart. Aren't we 6 hours apart? Isn't that what you said? Per
Time zone.
Time zone. Yeah, time zone.
Look, see, bro, I knew what the heck I was talking about.
I'm just saying, I mean, when you say 6 hours away is Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit.
That's all I was saying, though.
So,
now, I agree with you on a certain level, but when I think of tribe, a tribe is something that you can access at different facets of your life. You should be able to access a tribe when you're at work. You should be able to access a tribe when you're at school. You should be able to access a tribe when you're going about your daily life. And what I'm saying is, for me, what I see about our daily life, we can't count on that you're going to be in the building with someone who has the same mindset. You can count on you're going to be in a building with somebody who puts the dominant culture first and puts you dead last. And so you have to know, how do I navigate myself in that terrain? Because that's the terrain we find ourselves in.
all the time. And now, because one of the things, because now this is what I want to say, this is where it comes to us creating. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this, the moment we are right now in Columbus has been years and years in the making. You know what I'm saying? I get to go, and like I said, I got my kids in a situation where they're surrounded constantly by tribe. You know what I'm saying? They got uncles and aunts that work with them. I got all weekends we're surrounded by people. So Columbus, because this has been years in the making, we are in a position, some of us here, where we are able to see, like Tiandra, I can't see her every day because I haven't, but I try to pull her in. I try to pull her in so that I can see her every day. But the point is, that's something that we have to build. And Shaka's in Cleveland, so it's harder for him to kind of surround his son with who we want. But it's a process, and we're trying to build, because what I'm trying to do is let people, because in Columbus, it's something about the Midwest, man. All throughout the Midwest, it's like we got an inferiority complex or something like that, because we don't want to really big up how good some of us really got it here. I mean, I ain't talking financially because we still struggling, but far as tribe here in Central Ohio, the shit is amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, but
it goes back to what I was saying about abundance and that being my theme of this year, because I do experience tribe at each part of my day now, which is a beautiful thing. Like, and it does start early in the morning, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays it's late at night. At least we have that access to spiritually and mentally and emotionally and socially be connected, even if not in the physical, through this avenue. But then also, I've had the ability to create in my workspace tribes. And so Quasi and I work together. So I get to see Quasi on a daily basis and feel that. And we work with very like-minded people who are, again, a part of this tribe. And culturally a part of this tribe, and spiritually a part of this tribe. And that's a beautiful thing. I don't want to boast about it, but I do want to. You should boast about it. I want to boast about it because it's amazing. I'm grateful to be completely who I am culturally in every facet of my life right now. And recently I was recruited for a PhD program, and the application's due by the 1st, but it's not the time because that's not my tribe. And I know that when the time is right for that, if it ever is, that my tribe will be included with it, and it won't have to be an either or, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
No, it makes total sense, and I do completely understand. I'm glad you have that, and I've had it at different points in my life. You know, I'm past 50, so you know I've had that at different points in my life, and you know I'm from the South Side of Chicago. At one time, the South Side of Chicago was like that.
Yes, it
and
was.
for some people, the South Side of Chicago may still be like that. But gentrification changed that.
Yes.
And when your community is feeling a lot of pressure,
right,
then that's when that tribe,
breaks down.
People feel pressure and it breaks down.
Right.
So at times I've had that, but for me, I made a decision that I'm going to stand on my own. And when you get out in the world, which is I have, and a lot of people who are doing that, you will find a lot of people who look like you they don't have your interests first.
Not at all.
Yes, ma'am. In fact, they have your interests last.
They are lights.
So I'm glad you have that, and it's good you have that, because that will give you a solid foundation. So when you don't have it, you'll have your reserve. You can tap into that reserve. Yes, ma'am.
There's a sister that I know, actually my son's godmother, who went over to reside Tanzania. And, since she's been there over the past couple of years, she has experienced the worst fortune that you can imagine, losing her 15-year-old daughter to a parasite. And in all the mix, I talked to her today, and she had told me how, a few times they had been had by the locals there, like people who would warm up to you and, and be around, and then they pretty much took them for
everything.
Some things, and and they out there naked, and it's like you expect different, but she said today, I have to accept that, Tanzania is one of the poorest countries in the world, and but that's how she's got to identify with that behavior, because it's poverty, it's not them.
No, hold on now, but it's something else too, because it goes back to the whole tribe piece. Because now I want y'all to, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of disagreement, a lot of pushback on that, but as a people out of America, when we go to different places, they don't see us like we would like to be seen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you run, especially because we don't like. Sister Kim said something on the show that even shook the Black Yoda, which was Kwame, when she said, "Your DNA is not your heritage." As being from America, we have a certain heritage that has been passed down, so that when we go places, people recognize us just by how we walk. They know that we don't belong to them. They recognize us in the tone and how we talk. And we got to understand. So I understand when Sister Kim talking about she don't got tried, because she's out in the world. She's told she's not in Chicago. She's totally over there by herself. So she has to build something up. And then even in building up relationships, as all of us know, some people will stick around for years and portray you at that moment when you thought that you could depend on them. You know what I'm saying?
And that's something else that occurred to me today, Tim, is that I'm sitting here in Cleveland thinking that, man, leaving my losses behind, because I've had some losses in 2018, and I was looking at that, the idea of, oh man, to build a community within a community, so that our community can heal this. This east side of Cleveland, if we can have just that spot, that landmark spot. Now I'm thinking, like, why do I need that to build my community of artists, of healing artists and multimedia makers? The whole idea is for us to be able to have some space, for us to be able to fellowship all the time, so that there is a level of respect and acknowledgement of the visions that we're creating in our individual work, as well as the collective process. So those, and if you look at it, and I've heard stories from Storm where he's talking about how, like, when you got these producers, these production houses, where like if you produce for Dr. Dre, or if you produce for one of these mainstream folks, it's like you might live in a mansion, but it's 20 of y'all in there, and each bedroom is a studio. And if you ain't producing your level of quality, you give up your room. You might have 2 kitchens just to maintain your. You know what I mean? I've heard these, and not just from Storm, but from other folks who work in the industry. And so Devontae Swing did the same thing. Missy Elliott came out of one of his operations like that. And she speaks of
Call it what it is, brother.
Possessive.
Call it what it is, brother. It's a sweatshop.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but all that to say though, it doesn't have to be. If we are maintaining products and services that will allow our children's children to flourish, that's what I look at. And, having a hibiscus garden and having honeybees and stuff like that, I feel like for the first time, why not just outside of city lines do this thing?
Yeah. Well, you can do that.
Man, might be
cheap. You can do that.
But we got, like I said, pull together because in 2019, it's the year of communication. So a lot of those ideas can be communicated, and we're going to be able to network because with communication come networks. And with networks come the ability to find enough people so that we go out. Because, man, one of the things that I love about one of my elders, Elder Harrison, actually Bub's grandfather, when I go over there and chill with him, man, he used to tell me, he said, man, we used to build houses. I said, what? He said, he used to build houses on the weekend. I mean, that's what we used to do for fun. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have certain skills, and if you didn't have skills, you could be trained by somebody. We would lay the bricks, and we would sit down, we'd drink beer, and we would have a good time. And then what we didn't finish that weekend, we would come back and finish later on. But we took the time to help some of our friends, some of the places, like that deck back there we sit on, me and my friends, we put that deck up. And what we got to start learning how to do is, because pulling from the past, you know what I'm saying? Because, those networks of people, whether male or female, used to get together and do shit. You know what I'm saying? Boom. All right, cool. They come over, and what's expected as me as the hostess, since y'all helping me, we gonna have us a feast. So I mean, how hard would it be for us to get a piece of land and actually get enough people that know how to do shit and go out there and do it and deal with the zoning? We got people to deal with the zoning and all that. And build that, because like I said, either we can do it in the city or out city, because I live in a complex. I'm looking at one of these complexes with like 100 homes, 100 apartments for like $1.5 million. I ain't got $1.5 million, but shit, I'm like, shit, we got 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we got our own zip code. Or like
right. And Hatim, check this out, man. That can happen within 2 mixed-use properties. They'll be big mixed-use properties, but the whole piece is that, like I told you, I mean, I know how we can access that. I mean, through the whole NACA thing. We were talking about 4 NACA approvals can be combined together, and you all got to live there. And they will allow you to get mixed-use property. So I'm saying that, like if I had, if I took that cathedral with the rectory and just totally flipped and scaled it to residential, we got a space for our programs now, our residential programs. You know what I mean? On the other side of it, but like I say, you're looking at $1 million.
Is in the third drawer.
How many? What does that break down to?
250,000 for 4. About 7 for 7 at 150,000. 10 at 100,000 apiece.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's ways to break it down, and it's like, and like I said, I done saw I mean, you be kind of. I don't think we really pull on the ancestors in the way that we really need to. And I mean, it's like people out here that are interested in stuff like that. And it's just a matter of making it possible. And it's like, for me, I'm 50, so I already know that a lot of stuff that I'm talking about, I'm not even hyped about seeing. I would love to see it, but it will be. I'm more thrilled about possibly being able to have my children and my grandchildren being able to come up in a place that is ours. You know what I'm saying? Where individuals can come in and make their money and live affordably and actually be able to go out and see the world. You know what I'm saying? Because as Sister Kim can attest, man, a lot of us, we don't even know the half. You know what I'm saying? It's like you looking at America from inside is a lot different than looking at America from the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of shit that we're not accessing just in America because we don't know. I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
hey,
go ahead.
I've been on this survival hood thing for so long. You know, I done got used to operating on a daily basis on E at times because it's like anything that I want to manifest, I can manifest in terms of survival hood. Now, power moves, that's a different thing. And that's what I had to be real about this year. When I look at the fact that I had, I had my hands on a $250,000 property that in 2 years would be worth $2 million, but let it slip away from me, I have to own that. I have to get out of the thing of what they did to me, because people only get away with what you let them get away with.
Well, now,
so when I look,
start small. I mean, my thing is, start small. Go as small as you can.
Well, here's the punchline of where I was getting at is that for me, I look at this whole thing of, and y'all, most of y'all were there, of how am I going to get this $6,200 be able to plant our flag? And when it didn't happen, oh man, I was so upset. But when I looked at it, it only cost half of that for me to establish a 720 credit score, so that next time I go into that conversation, I'm not ill prepared. And so that's why I said and opened up with, I've been running on empty so long, it became a way of life.
Okay.
And so now strategically looking at it, I have to go back to the drawing board and execute more effectively. And it takes a sense of humility to admit that to self, to say, maybe I need to strive harder and be more diligent with the actions, because I know what it takes. Why not do that first? Because we think, you know what I mean?
Right. And this is where I'm going to agree with Sister Kim too. I mean, and not that I'm disagreeing with you, but the starting small piece, because like I said, one of the key pieces that I have learned in this last year is the wealth disparity and the actual physical wealth of black people, because raising $6,200 for many of us is a daunting task as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, man, I mean, because I be hearing people talking about, man, I want to go there. I'm gonna move to Africa. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, well, when the last time you been out the country? I never traveled outside the country. How the fuck you plan? I mean, what kind of planning is that? You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that back when I was traveling back and forth to Ghana, it was $2,000 a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Damn near $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Can you get $2,000 up right now and move yourself over there and support yourself over there? You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of us were caught with these illusions of grandeur, when if we were to work where we were, we could start seeing small little miracles. You know what I'm saying? It's like I done seen incomes increase just by me being good at what I'm doing. Because I tell the brothers, I tell the sisters, I say, y'all need to listen. Y'all need to pimp this program. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this. I mean, it's like, yo, we could be doing merchandise, we could be doing newsletters, we could be doing, and this is something that's generated from within us. I just ain't got time to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I get up and I do a show every day, and I'm on, and somebody's gonna step up behind me and be like, "Shit, Daily Toaster," because the goal for me, Daily Toaster, is a legacy. So that boom, when I pass it on, somebody's gonna be ready to step in it, and we're gonna have pages and pages of people's ancestors, and there's gonna be other old people that be like, "Yo, shit, I'm investing in this shit." You know what I'm saying? Then from that, we can move on to something else, because you know what I'm saying, because it's like starting small and moving. You like your
Absolutely.
small,
and I
your
also
small
agree
change,
with Mr. Kim.
Your small change to make a large change in a community. Small change.
And be persistent. The hardest part for me, I mean, starting small is one thing, but staying small, I think that's where we have a problem. Because it's hard when you start small and you end up staying small for a long time.
Right. Man, and that was my fear at first, is settling for something that was going to keep my, maintain my time and money, where, it's not, so the piece is that this idea, when I thought of a transgenerational artist community, I'm like, you know what? We can acquisition the old juvenile courthouse and that whole space. They wouldn't allow me to have that, because they made it into an opiate home, a halfway house for opiate heads.
They got to take care of their children.
And then I look at Central High School, a historical school building that Langston Hughes went to. It's not doing nothing right now. And the city's just holding on to it. The Board of Education owns it, and they always will. And that's the way that's designed. So, so for me to scale into this church from those bigger pieces, it'll be a more intimate family, and being able to maintain the distinction between these parcels of what is operated as business and residential would be, the task at hand then. But, it is small. And like I say, for me to step into that, what I take for self is that I'm able to build tribe around my kids, is that I'm able to extend something that, that my kids can inherit. And so if I look at that without the businesses in it, and I look at a piece of real estate that I leave my kids, I'm willing to work the rest of my life to maintain something that's going to be.
I mean, I hate to say it, but based on who we are, that might be all you can do. I mean, I don't want to be negative,
that's not
but
negative.
I'm just saying, based on who we are and what we have, doing that is powerful. And if that's all you can do is that, then that's great.
And when it's not negative. See, because we listen to reality and we should be like, that's negative, or we're existing in a reality that has been morphed and shaped against us by the dominant culture. And what we have to understand is any progress for us is good. Now, we should fight for more, and like you said, work for the rest of my life to make sure that we get it to where we want it and be able to have access to the resources, or take the damn resources in our lifetime.
Right.
But any progress,
and that's the whole point.
Is progress.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at it as a negative or a positive. What I'm saying is that when it comes to me, because Sister Kim and I are just meeting, the reason why that's not all me is because I've spent the last 15 years building up this catalog of intellectual property. So that's what I have initially to extend to my children. But to be able to give them a place of refuge, a place where they're where it's, you know what I mean? So that is what, ideally I would like to leave to them in this world. That's my ideal. But at the bottom on up, we all have an opportunity to extend our intellectual properties, whether it's growing any revenue or not. It's really a matter of how we deal with each other as community. because, you know, I seen how Brother Kwesi over the Kwanzaa celebration made itself available where he could, you know, to be able to make the team succeed in what they're doing. The piece is that I have to be realistic with myself and know that post-production in my own work is my weak point. I'm not good at sitting down and focusing. I'm really good at starting projects. I'm really bad at finishing them. If I had to pay interns, I would pay interns to do the post-production on the content that we would stream because they have more of an expertise, they're hungrier, and they're going to get it done in a timely manner. So right now, the things that I'm doing, I don't necessarily have the time or the resources here to extend those internship opportunities. If I did have it at any level, then I would commission those to do that.
See now, and Shaka, let me just help you here, right? And this might not be perceived as help, but listen, man, you call them the internship. You don't have interns in the tribe. I ain't got no motherfucking interns. You got tribe members that's gonna do the shit. That's gonna do it because that's how you brought them in, dog. So it's like I got an intern that I got to pay. You understand what I'm saying? When you nation building, well, there ain't no goddamn interns. I ain't got no money to pay shit. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is that I keep telling people, look, we become so good at what we do that opportunities come for us to make money. This is what a lot of people don't understand. I started my whole career volunteering. People don't understand that shit. Everything I'm doing, I started volunteering. I walked into a place. I walked into APDS. I volunteered. I walked into the Huckleberry House. I volunteered. And it started the path off for me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to come in automatically getting paid and shit. No, you know, like I said, there was a karmic due that I invested in this. It's stuff that I wanted to do. When I started volunteering at Huckleberry House and they brought me on for that little part-time shit, and I saw people was getting full-time money doing outreach, I'm like, I'm about to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And
I would even say, I would go back to what you said about jobs. It was just an adventure that you wasn't getting paid for. Same with me. Like when I started, it wasn't even. When I first went to Indianola with you, it wasn't even that I was volunteering. I was just like, I want to say opportunity, but not opportunity to gain something. I was like, I got an opportunity to see something that I've never seen before. I actually get to be in a position to where I can speak to young people from a position to somebody where just by way of me being with you, I already walked in with a level of respect. Or, you know what I mean? As opposed to being a dude with my friends growing up in the street and being like, you know what, this shit ain't right. We should be fighting the police instead of running from them or something. You feel what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, nigga. Shut up. You know what I mean? So like now you gave me the opportunity to experience something, to have an adventure. But check it out. But what did the adventure lead you to? It definitely led to jobs. See that, and that's the piece that I'm talking about. Because first he came in not expecting shit. I couldn't promise him no money, but we got good at what we was doing. I got better. He got better. So then opportunities start opening up for us. And that's the piece I'm talking about. So we can't be talking about interns because we're using their language. I ain't got no interns. Right.
Right, you're right. That's their language. That's not our language.
That's not our language.
Right. That's people who know people with resources that they can tap into, that have an uncle they can get money from. We don't have parents, we don't have uncles who have money. We don't have none of that. We don't have banks who will give us loans just based on our good looks. We don't have that. So you're right. We can't be talking internship. We can't be talking pay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not our language.
That's not our language and then also we got to remember the wealth paradigm that we come from is different than the wealth paradigm that we are in right now. The wealth paradigm that we come from, the wealth paradigm that we come from is not based on things, but it's based on people.
Hello?
I'm here, Shaka. Go ahead, man. Shaka. Oh, his line went bad. It's based on people. Our wealth was built on how many people you got, not how much money you got.
Yep.
How many people you got in your tribe? How many people you got in your family, your immediate family? Was the wealth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
that's all we have.
That's all we have. And in reality, that's all you have, because once this fiat, if there's ever a fall in this fiat currency, you're going to see who tribe you really
And that's all money is.
It's a fucking illusion. It's
that's
fiat
all
currency.
anybody ever got anyways. It's people power. Like I could imagine, I just had an image of like an ancient kingdom having, and like the rulers of those kingdoms kind of having a poking their chest out competition to see who was balling. They were basically balling off of who had the most people who fed into their idea.
True.
And was participating in their culture, in their tribe.
There you go. People.
Because that's all money is. That's it.
Well, now hold on. Let's be clear.
Spend money.
Listen, let's be clear. Not just people, but people who are willing to fight for the reality that defines your tribe. Because a king, because an individual that has a lot of people is different than a king. You see what I'm saying? Or different than a leader, because a leader could be like, look, our enemy must die. We agree, king. Who is the enemy? That motherfucker over there. Then a whole 100,000 eyes focus on that. Or you could be that dude with just a bunch of people, and you could be like, our enemy must die. And say, what enemy? What are you talking about, brother? They're not enemies. That's our friends. And that's what we got right now. This is why we are able to be ground up in the system, because we don't realize that everybody else is playing group chess, group mancala, while we're playing individuals. And we honestly think that individuals win the game, when it's not individuals that win the game. It's family and tribes that win the game. And that's all over the world. That's all over the world.
That's how it is everywhere. And they don't care about nobody but they own.
They own. And we got to understand that as African people in America, as Yvette Cornell calls it, American descendants of slaves, we got to understand that we have a tribe, and nobody will ever really take you seriously until you start taking care of your own shit. Now, here's a quick story for y'all. I cover this story often because this is a key story for our community, and it's also a key story for the conscious community. There was a goat herder who was out with his goats, and an early winter storm came, and he took his goats back down and caged them up. But coming with his goats, some wild goats came. And what happened was, because the early winter came, he had to provide them with food because he couldn't take them out to eat. So they stayed with him the whole winter, and the wild goats watched how he fed them real good and made them fat. And he started giving his own goats, the goats that had been with him their whole life, he started treating them less importantly. Start giving them just fractions of foods, while these wild goats start getting fat. And then once the weather broke and he was able to take them out to go and eat, he opened up the cage and started leading them up the path. But all of a sudden, he saw a whole group of goats running up another hill. And he said, oh my God, you ungrateful goats. I've been taking care of y'all all summer. I've been all winter, and I've been hooking y'all up. And this is how you do me. The leader goat turned around, looked at him and said, yeah, we know that you was doing us real good, but we realized that you was doing the ones that you already had up under your tutelage horribly. So what would happen to us once a new group came in? As our community, we don't take care of the ones that's been working with us all this time. We want the shiny new thing. We'll take care of them better than the like for example, in our community, motherfuckers pick up John Henry Clark, who deserve it. The honorable ancestor John Henry Clark. Any motherfucker that came in from out of town, but we had normal X sitting here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it bothered me that we would bring somebody in from the outside and give them more respect than we would give the resident master here. We got Dr. Kelsey here. We bring other people in, motherfuckers get all respectful and do all types of rituals and shit for them. But then, with Dr. Kelsey, every now and then, you know what I'm saying? We got our shining nights, we got our regular goats that we overlook. As a community and as a people, we got to understand. We have to take care of those regular ones. Fuck the wild ones. Fuck the new ones. They have to come in, and they have to, in a sense, they have to be initiated like our own goats. You know what I'm saying? We like sparkly, shiny things, man. You know what I'm saying? And in that we lose a lot of the good and faithful ones. When the opportunity came, and I'm looking at an opportunity, I know exactly who to guide it towards because of those individuals that work with me and volunteer with me. Those are the first ones that get anything. For anybody eat, those that have been struggling with me and been learning with me, they're the first ones to get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that I was just thinking about everything you said, and I was kind of extrapolating that a little bit to the African people as a whole, because I think that's a commonality that we as an African people have, where we always look to the outsider as having something that we should aspire to have. And we, black people in America, do that. Descendants of slaves, we do that. And African people do that as well. And we usually do that to our detriment.
It's always to our detriment. Because think about it. Because the story could have went deeper. What if the wild goats took all this man's goats? And that's I have witnessed that happen before. You know what I'm saying?
I see it happening in Africa now. That's what's going on here right now.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you lose the whole tribe because I'm looking at how you treat your number. You said it's your number one. I'm looking at how you treat them. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So I'm gonna get up. But family, this is what I'm gonna have to do because we had a long. I ain't gonna say long, but I got to use the bathroom. I still got to go get water for tomorrow. I might even do a show. Well, Shaka having a show tonight. He gonna send me the link so that we can catch his mini concert. So I will be sending out the text message far and wide, letting people know. All they gotta do is let me know, and I will send it out that night. But I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I don't know what I'm bringing in the new year. Meditating or drunk. I haven't decided yet. I'm just being honest. So depending on what's going on. So family, I want to thank you for tuning in. All those that took the time, I want to thank every last one of you. And I want to say thank you for joining the Congregation of the Mighty. For those that want to keep up with us, type in G&J at 277292. If you want to be a daily toaster and you got the muscle for that, you know what I'm saying, hit us up. Toaster at 77292. Text toaster to 77292 and let's build. Family, I want to thank everybody, but I'm about to get up off here because I'm about to blow up. I've been drinking all this coffee and shit. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you text me Quadro's number? Quadro audio. Anybody got it? If you ain't got it,
I got it. He just called me twice while we was online.
Okay.
So I sent it to you.
All right.
All right, family.
Well, Happy New Year to everyone.